Welcome to another Joyful Gems with Audrey Joy. I have entered exactly 2 rodeos in my life. The first, I had to be coerced. I think I was all of 5. My family was at a rodeo in Custer, South Dakota. Big brother Jerry was entered in the calf roping, and on a whim, I think, he decided to also enter the goat tying event. The problem was he needed a partner. And the way the goat tying works is the cowboy or cowgirl ropes the goat, then dallies down. That means that they wrap their end of the rope around the saddle horn, and that helps hold in place the animal who's on the business end of the rope. So then the partner runs out to the goat and pulls a ribbon off of the goat tail. Once the ribbon is in hand, the partner must run with all their worth back to where they started, and the best time wins. I'm pretty sure Jerry promised me some ice cream or something along those lines to help him with this. I really didn't want to, but I did it. We didn't win, but I still have the ribbon. And yes, that dark stuff on there is exactly what you think it is, because it was on the goat's tail after all. Yeah, that's the reason it's in a baggie. The second rodeo I entered, I was 9 years old. It was the county fair, and it was held at Edgemont, South Dakota. And there were some pretty good barrel racers that lived in our county when I was a kid. They were high school girls that I really looked up to. Lesta Jean Petty and the Bledsoe girls, Roanne and Rolene. And it's safe to say that I dreamed of one day being a championship barrel racer. It was so glamorous and adventurous, not to mention the really cute cowboys. Before we had Star, the horse I talked about a few weeks ago, we had a little Shetland pony named Shadow. Now, Shadow and I would say, had a love-hate relationship. Shetland ponies are notoriously stubborn, and Shadow most definitely had a mind of his own. And there was also the issue, that the pony didn't get ridden all that often. So let's just say he was portly. He much more enjoyed eating than galloping me across the field in front of our house. Although there was the time where something spooked him and he ran me into the apple tree, knocked me right out of the saddle. He was short enough that he didn't get hit with any apple tree branches, but I was laid out flat on my back. Nothing was hurt but my pride. And on the rare occasions I could get old Shadow to walk past a trot, he was quite likely to just stop cold, which often threw me right over his head onto the ground. And he would just start gazing, eating grass, and would look at me with sarcasm in those big brown eyes. "What you doing down there, human?" Well, every barrel racer has to have a first rodeo, so with ridiculous expectations of this quite unpredictable horse, I entered up. Visions of moving quickly and speedily around the barrels danced in my head. And as you can imagine, just quite the opposite was what really happened. My little legs stuck almost straight out because his belly was so round, and the best we were able to get up to in this barrel race was maybe a trot. And I was spurring with everything I had in me just to try to get the horse to move. And what takes the best barrel racers in the country a full 14 seconds to complete took me and Shadow a full 2 minutes. The worst part, though, was the whole crowd in the grandstands was laughing. And they weren't laughing to be mean. I mean, it was funny. But I was old enough to understand how it looked and why they were laughing. And still, it was kind of hard on my little 9-year-old heart. But I didn't give up and ride out of the arena, much to my credit. I didn't quit, although that would have been a little bit easier than suffering through 2 minutes of public humiliation. But I don't think that actually really occurred to me. Even at that age, my parents were teaching me to finish what I started. So I finished the race. But that was the end of my rodeo career. Just God had different things in mind for me. So that begs the question, are you doing what God has called you to do? Hebrews 12:1b and 2a says this: "Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith." God has something specific for you to do in this life. And if you haven't figured it out, I challenge you to seek Him and just learn what kind of service He has saved for you. If you found value in this gem, share it with a friend. Hey, and follow me on my YouTube channel, Joyful Gems with Audrey Joy. You can also find me on Facebook on This Is For Me. And if you're not already a Joyful Gem subscriber, you can change that. Log into my website at thisisforme.com or just email me, audreyjoy@thisisforme.com. Be joyful.